Hey guys, it's Vanessa and welcome back to my channel. Today, it's time for the third part in our back to school collab. This is all about lunches. I'm bringing to you 3 DIY Lunchable ideas, my panic lunch when I have nothing else to pack, a pizza quesadilla, and 2 thermos ideas, 1 hot and 1 cold. Make sure you check out these 3 ladies that I'm collabing with, Kayla at the Unmodern Millennial, Caitlin over at Living That Mama Life, and Julia over at Julia Pacheco. They produce so much content, what's for dinners, grocery hauls, everything, meal challenges, recipes. Absolutely check them out. You won't regret it. Now, we're going to go ahead and take a look at everything I have here to make a lunch and turn it into this. All right, you guys, the first thing I want to show you might seem pretty basic, but I think it's fun to see what other people can come up with. I am doing DIY Lunchables 3 different ways. I have my container video. I will link it down below and it'll give you all the details of what these containers are and where you can get them. Now you'll know I am big on these silicone liners. They are amazing and ideal when packing these lunches. First off, I'm going to pack a more traditional Lunchable, which is just pepperoni, cheese, and crackers. You could use the pepperettes, but right now I'm going to go ahead and use these little round pepperonis. So this is where the containers come into play, and these crackers, I swear, were made for this little silicone rectangle container. I found it at the dollar store. Just keep an eye out. I'm going to go ahead and chop up some cheese and throw it in the other square one. I went ahead and replaced the heart with the square because it just fits a little bit better. Also, these little Rama cups that you can get, they're like a knockoff Sistema brand. I get them at the Dollarama. I'm sure you'd be able to find them at the Dollar Tree. I like to fill them with dips and things like that, but also for sneaking fun little treats into her Lunchable. I decided to go ahead and throw in a fruit and something crunchy, so the snap peas and some grapes. And just to balance out the lunch, I added a granola bar, a juice box, and some yogurt and granola. Now this Sistema container is perfect for this kind of lunch. I'm just showing you the model here. It was relatively affordable. I found it at Winners for like $6. I want to show you as well that these little silicone liners from Wilton fit in there perfectly, so I can still use them as dividers. And they're kind of a gauge as to how high my food can be. So I'm going to go ahead and prep her some veggies and dip in this little Lunchable. So I just have some carrot chips that were already in the bag. I've also cut up a cucumber and some celery. Now she will not eat any of this if I don't give her some ranch. Leave a comment down below if you have a kid who's the same way. I really wish she would eat hummus, but she's just not big on the texture. Not a big deal. I'm going to go ahead and give her some ranch, which fits perfectly in this little Rubbermaid container, which is from the lunch block set. If you guys have seen those before, I've talked about them in my lunch container video. I'm going to cut up some of the pepperoni or the pepperettes and stick that in there as well. She really does like these Oh Snap pickles, but an entire bag in this type of lunch is a little bit much for her. So I'm going to take some out and I will use some the next day in another lunch. I'm also going to add some fruit snacks in here. It's nice to have something sweet, and I love grabbing these tiny little chocolate bars from the dollar store for like $1.50 for 10. They're perfect for throwing in her lunch. I will round it out with a granola bar, a juice box, and some crackers. And this last container is one of my favorites from Sistema. It's the Bento Lunch Block to Go. I love it. I'm not going to use the larger separator this time just because I am making a nacho DIY Lunchable. So I am using this Rubbermaid lunch block. Again, it's one of those ones that clicks in and fits perfectly with other containers. I'm going to line it up with some Tostitos, and I'm going to use 2 other little lunch block Rubbermaid containers as well to go ahead and and add some Tostitos queso and some Kirkland salsa. That's our favorite here. What's your guys' favorite salsa? Leave a comment down below. These containers are awesome to you guys because my daughter's going into the 5th grade. They're super easy for her to open and close so it doesn't come home with a huge mess. I'm gonna add a little sweet treat into the bottom here, a couple of chocolate chip cookies, and you can see how they fit perfectly. I also decided to throw some raisins in on there. If I had craisins, that would have been better. And I made this treat mix in my last snack video. Make sure you guys check that out if you haven't already, and decided to pour it right into the container. So I'm showing you here, you can twist it around, wiggle it, nothing moves, everything stays exactly where it's meant to be. To round out this lunch, I'm adding some veggies and dip and a juice box. I showed this veggies and dip container in my lunch containers and my snack video. All right, you guys, let's talk about thermoses. So I'm going to show you guys a hot and a cold lunch option. But the first thing I want to talk about is how to prep your thermos if you're going to put in something like leftovers. For Belle, she loves spaghetti, macaroni. She loves shepherd's pie, mashed potatoes, chicken nuggets. She loves all of those things, but you need to make sure that your thermos is preheated. All you need to do is I just run my Keurig hot water in it in the morning, do that as soon as I wake up before I even make my own coffee, and I throw the lid on it. That way it's going to sit for a good half hour and it's going to get heated up before you add any of your food. Make sure you dry it out with a paper towel and top it up with, like I said, anything you want. Potatoes, nuggets, pasta, whatever you guys do, whatever leftovers you had. I will say that Belle prefers to eat leftovers for her lunch the next day than just a cold sandwich. All right, it's time for a little Ness hack on my hot lunch option. Belle likes hot dogs. No, Belle loves hot dogs. So if your kid likes boiled hot dogs, this is the hack for you. So that boiling water that I just poured in there, I'm gonna go ahead and throw 2 hot dogs cut in half in there. By the time lunch comes around, they are boiled hot dogs and she can just throw them right into her bun. I just go ahead and wrap it up in some paper towel, and I'm taking another lunch block container from Rubbermaid. Yes, you guys, I kind of like them. Go ahead and watch my lunch container video, but I like them because I feel like I can stack them in and I can keep everything kind of all in one place. So I wrapped up her bun. I only send her with one because she usually likes to just eat the other one, and I kind of fill in all the crevices with snacks. So here again, I'm sending her something sweet, some Smarties, which are kind of like M&Ms if you're not in Canada. I'm also going to send her with some blueberries, a Nutri-Grain bar, and a few pretzels. Now, a little trick too is if you order takeout, go ahead and save your condiment packages to send with your kid to school. If you don't have any condiment packages, I like this Cool Gear container, which I can fill up either with mayo, sometimes I put sour cream in it, or ketchup. And I just kind of leave this container as hers for taking to school, and she can squirt it right onto her hot dog or shepherd's pie or nuggets, whatever she's taking, and I can just throw that in her lunch and keep topping it up with ketchup. It's kind of become her ketchup container. But this is basically my hot lunch idea. Another one that works for this, guys, is Mr. Noodle. Cereal. This next one might seem like a no-brainer and you're like, Vanessa, are you actually putting this in this video? Why, yes, I am. Because let me tell you, when I first had kids, it took everything to become imaginative and creative, and I had to look at videos like this to come up with ideas to send in her lunch. So here we go, cereal. I throw the milk in the thermos and then I put the cereal in a separate container. Originally, I was showing you guys these ones from Costco. They're awesome, but guys, super simple, super basic. I don't know about you guys, but ideally I'm not cooking lunch in the morning. However, something as simple as a quesadilla is so easy. So I'm making a pizza quesadilla here with small quesadillas, pizza sauce, pepperoni, and cheese, toast it up in the pan. This can all happen while everybody's brushing their teeth and brushing their hair and getting dressed. It's not a hard thing to do, and it's a super easy cleanup. Now, it's up to you how you want to send this to school. Some kiddos aren't overly fussy and they'll eat a cold quesadilla or a cold anything. My daughter is not that way. So what I like to do is wrap it up in aluminum foil and stick it in her lunch container. It does keep it warm, but it is a little bit soggy. She doesn't seem to mind it that much. Now, another tip, if you want to let it sit for a little bit before you wrap it up and maybe put it in paper towel and then aluminum foil, it might prevent it from getting too soggy, but you experiment and see what's going to work for you guys. This is just another lunch block container. I actually got this set at the Dollarama. Again, keep your eye out there. It's awesome. This container is perfect for DIY Lunchables. It fits 4 little silicone square containers in there and you can fill it up however you'd like. I'm going to balance this lunch out with some pickles, some little bites, a juice box, Doritos, and blueberries. All right, so I call this my panic lunch because it's usually what Belle gets when I'm like, oh crap, I didn't make anything, we need groceries, and we always have wraps, and we always have ham and cheese. It's just a staple that I make sure is in the fridge for lunches or snacks at night. When she says she's hungry, I'm like, well girl, you're gonna have a wrap. I'm gonna go ahead and add the lettuce. I like to add the mustard on top of the lettuce. It stops the wrap from getting soggy. Just a couple pieces of ham, some shredded cheese again. I like to wrap it up. Now I like to cut the end off because I find that it's a lot of wrap for her to eat. And of course, you know my dog's gonna get that. It's fine. She's a happy puppy. I'm gonna cut it in half, throw it inside a Rubbermaid container. Now the one that I'm showing you now is actually a Rubbermaid take-along container. These you can usually get in packs of 2 or 3 at the Dollarama. They're super affordable. I use these for everything. You can use these for Lunchables as well if you want to keep it a little more affordable. I'm gonna throw a piece of paper towel in there just to throw it over the wrap and keep it from getting too soggy or from anything touching any of the other food I'm going to put in the container. Now I'm going to add one of these school safe chocolate chip cookies that I get from Costco and also a package of goldfish. You're going to see I'm going to add a lot of packaged things to this, hence it is a panic lunch. Ideally, I would do all the baking and all of those things, but this is when I just need to throw something together. It's usually right before I have to do groceries, but it works perfectly and she's happy. And of course, I want to show you really quickly, I don't only send her with juice boxes every day. I usually give her a juice box to have with her lunch, but I send her with a water bottle. These Contigo water bottles from Costco are awesome. They're small and they're perfect for them to be able to fill up on their own when they're at school. And there you have it. I hope I provided you with a little bit of lunch inspiration for your kiddos, whether you're going back to school or doing at-home learning. I hope you head on over to Julia, Caitlin, and Kayla's channel and let them know that I sent you. And if you're new from their channel, hello, welcome, and I hope you stick around. All right, guys, I will see all of you in my next video.